Going into Tuesday night, there were two unbeaten teams left in college basketball. When the clock struck midnight, there were none. Both number 5 USC and number 1 Baylor had their unbeaten starts ended. USC lost 75-69 to unranked Stanford, while the defending national champions beaten 65-62 by a resurgent number 19 Texas Tech, ending their 21-game win streak. Red Raiders have beaten two teams in the top 6 in the past 4 days. Let's look at the slate for college basketball tonight. Number 14 Villanova heads to number 17 Xavier. Villanova dropped consecutive games to Baylor and Creighton by 20 or more points in mid-December, but have not lost since. Number 8 Duke visiting Wake Forest. Duke coming off a home loss to Miami on Saturday night in what was just the second game for the Blue Devils since Christmas. And number 12 LSU brings a 2-game SEC win streak to Florida. LSU, which lost its conference opener, coming off consecutive home victories against then number 16 Kentucky and then number 18 Tennessee last week. For more on those big college games, let's now bring in CBS Sports college basketball analyst and one half of the Eye on College Basketball podcaster, our Matt Norlander. Let's start with Duke at Wake Forest. The Blue Devils try and chase down their first road win of the season. As mentioned, they lost to Miami at home on Saturday, and yes, that's bad, but how much do we need to factor in how COVID has affected this team so far, Matt?
Well, potentially a little bit here, but I've actually wound up talking to college basketball coaches in the past week or so about this very issue. And a lot of them say, listen, a lot of us are dealing with a lot of COVID issues. So when it comes to that kind of stuff, I think at this point, people kind of acknowledge that a lot of teams have been at a disadvantage there. Duke certainly still does projects as a top end team. But I'll bring this. There's an important thing to know here with Duke. You know, overall, it's been an okay team resume wise. It's 3-1 combined in quad 1 and quad 2 games. It's got a quad 1 opportunity here on the road against a Wake Forest team that's been an upstart team. So I think Duke's going to show well tonight. Paolo Banchero still among the 5 to 10 best players in college basketball this season. Wendell Moore actually has been Duke's most important consistent player. The junior, from a rebounding, assist, scoring perspective, he is putting up a stat line that's pretty healthy overall. I have to mention Alondis Williams of Wake Forest, though. He is a player who started his career at the junior college level, was a role player at Oklahoma last season, and now is averaging north of 20 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Alondis Williams, watch for him in this game. Wake Forest has gotten a little bit of run here. Duke is the story as always, get it. But Wake Forest and Steve Forbes can win this game, and if so, would really announce their arrival. And I would rank Williams as among the 5 to 10 most impressive and valuable transfers in men's college basketball all this season.
Okay, so let's talk about the Demon Deacons. I mean, 13-3, they're off to their best 16-game start to a season in 13 years. You mentioned Steve Forbes, the head coach. He says, hey, the team is playing the right way. So let's talk about resume building here for the Demon Deacons. How big is this game for them?
It is big. As I mentioned before, Duke is 3-1 combined in quad 1 and quad 2 games. Wake Forest right now 3-3, and you get this opportunity on your home floor. Wake Forest has been inconsistent over the years against Duke in this building at the Joel. When it fills up, it's a pretty good building. It's a big building, but if they can really fill it up for this event as best they can, amid all the COVID protocols going on, I think that's pretty important there. Wake Forest is one of those teams where it probably will be an NCAA tournament team, I think, but there's no guarantee of that. The ACC is having, and I detailed this recently on CBSSports.com, the ACC, you think ACC basketball, you think some of the best, right? Not this season. Really, the ACC is flirting with having one of its 2 or 3 worst seasons in the modern era since the tournament expanded to 64 teams in 1985. Wake Forest winning a game in this spot on its home floor would actually benefit the league more, even though you could argue if Duke can maintain that 1 seed, 2 seed, 3 seed status, that's best for the conference. I would disagree. I think the ACC needs to focus on and try and get 4 or 5 teams into the tournament, because right now it's going to get at least 3, but any more than that, there's just no guarantee of it right now.
And when it comes to this game, Wake Forest saying they are ready for this game tonight. Okay,
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.